This is Maggie Tracy and the Torn from the Headlines assignment for Environmental Communications, Spring 2016. The article I chose is called Humane Treatment of Cattle Yields Better Beef and Better Sales. I have the link posted there, and it was written by Steve Raby for the Denver Post and posted in August of 2014. The Denver Post started as the Evening Post in 1893. It's got its current name in 1901, and it is a flagship newspaper of Media News Group Incorporated. It ranks as 12th in the daily newspapers and 10th in Sunday newspapers of the largest circulation newspapers in the United States. For this article, the rhetoric theory was used. There is the means of persuasion to persuade the reader that humane treatment of cattle provides better quality meat and a more consistent meat and beef product. I also think that there's a symbolic and that would suggest that people that are motivated to act based on meanings they assign to people, things, and events. For those of us that are familiar with Temple Grandin, she is definitely symbolic, and we relate to her as being a leader in the industry. And so I think that the writer wants to use that information as a means of persuasion. The article refers to 3 different sources for information. The first one is Temple Grandin, the second one is Performance Food Group, and the third one is the World Watch Institute. Temple Grandin has her PhD in animal science, and she's a professor of animal science at Colorado State University. She's also an industry leader in livestock behavior and facility design. For those of you that are not aware of Temple Grandin, she has been diagnosed with autism, and she explains autism as somebody that needs pictures to see, to believe, to gain an understanding of what is the world around them. And she correlates that then with how our livestock see and understand the world around them. And she's given great insight into how the behaviors, our behaviors affect their behaviors, and how then that affects their stress level and all of their performance then. And so it's very interesting if you have time and you don't know about Temple Grandin, to do a little bit of research about her. And this picture was probably taken after she just got done lying down in the middle of all of these cattle, which is kind of one of her signature moves, where she just does that to show that they're curious and that they're not mean and that she's just trying to understand them. So it's very interesting. The Performance Food Group started in 1885 as a wholesale food delivery service. Today, it delivers more than 150,000 food and related products to customers across the United States. The company motto is, "We are established experts who evolve with the times." And you can see across their website that they are seeking sustainability and renewable energy. They are also partners with EPA to reduce the truck imprint, and they make claims of making a difference by sourcing quality foods, increasing efficiency, recycling and reducing energy use, and fighting hunger in America. The World Watch Institute was founded in 1974 by Lester Brown. Their mission is to accelerate the transition to a sustainable world that meets human needs, and their objectives include universal access to renewable energy and nutritious food, expansion of environmentally sound jobs and development, transformation of cultures from consumerism to sustainability, and early end to population growth through healthy and intentional childbearing. So you might be asking, how does this relate to environmental issues? So this relates because if we can produce a better quality beef by humanely handling our cattle, then we can decrease the inputs and then increase our consumer confidence. So the inputs that we can decrease would be land, because with our world population growing, and then we only have as much land as we have. It's not like we can go out there and produce more land. We have to be as efficient as possible with what we have. If we're producing better quality beef with less resources, we're using less water, we're using less grain, and we can put those resources to other uses or to in the future. Along with that, having a better, efficient growing animal, we can decrease the amount of waste. The digestibility of our feed increases with lower stress. So if we put 10 pounds of feed in, the percent digestibility of that 10 pounds increases if they do not have any stress. So that also correlates with wanting to humanely handle your cattle. Along with the decreased amount of waste, we would have decreased amount of methane emissions, because we get more gas emissions when we have lower digestibility of our animals. So this relates to environmental issues in all of these ways. Less amount of waste, less amount of methane emissions, and then also decreased amount of our resources that we are using to produce this better quality beef. So the discussion questions that I have was: a study comparing different handling methods and the effects of carcass quality could be beneficially cited in this article. However, due to the amount of variables and time this type of study would take, would a cited study be worthwhile, or does the article provide enough information to persuade the readers that humanely handled cattle produce better beef? Another question is: did the article provide unbiased information, and if not, what point of view was omitted? Thirdly, is this article the best method to influence beef cattle producers to use humane handling? I'm also questioning if maybe somebody else might have other thoughts on what other theories this article may be using.